surprise, it's, what is tonight? It's Wednesday? It's Wednesday night. Sort of a quiet night. My middle son had a soccer game, but has a sore throat. So we stayed in because he has a soccer tournament on Saturday. Today, I worked all day on my TEDx talk, all day. Other than the fact that I got involved in investigating a little thing known as TikTok. So I think the most recent thing I've written about is VSCO, right? VSCO Girls. Funny. You're like, ha ha ha, that's hilarious. Hi, Deborah. TikTok is not so funny. I don't know if y'all know what TikTok is. So I had heard of TikTok, but actually had no idea. So I downloaded it on my phone, started a TikTok account, but none of you have to. If you want to know about TikTok, go into your app store on your phone, enter in TikTok, and pull up the app. You do not have to join to look at pages. If you've said to your children, don't have social media, I'm going to tell you how you can check and see if they do. Because, right, children are not always terribly truthful, including my own. You can take their phone, which is what I did this afternoon. My son Thomas came in and I said, let me have your phone. Wow, why? Nobody wants to give up their phone. Hand it over. He changes the password every 10 minutes, so I don't always have it. I entered in his password. I can't remember what it was. Went into the App Store, entered in TikTok, and when TikTok came up, it didn't open on his phone. So if your child, spouse, whoever has TikTok, you go into the App Store, it will come up immediately on their phone. Great starting place. If you have a child from the ages like maybe 3rd grade through 9th grade, I don't know, whatever. If you don't care about TikTok, then tune out. It doesn't matter. But if you want to know a little more, check your kid's phone or device. So I look at Thomas's, he doesn't have TikTok. Great. So you might think, well, my child doesn't have TikTok, I'm safe. Now, I will tell you, just because your child doesn't have TikTok doesn't mean that they're not in other people's TikTok videos. So let's just pretend for a minute. You got a kid, they're smart, they're a good athlete, they're going to be valedictorian. And somebody up at UNC Chapel Hill, one of the social media team folks, they take a look at TikTok. They see your precious son on TikTok being terribly inappropriate. Suddenly, he no get to go to Chapel Hill. It is a big deal. Just because I don't follow you on TikTok doesn't mean I can't see your videos. Right? Again, a big deal. You could block people from seeing your videos, but if you go in a back route on Safari, suddenly everybody can see them. TikTok has the ability, unlike Instagram, where you can send or save the video. So let's say Adrienne saves a video to her phone, and then the person says, oh gosh, I better delete TikTok. Well, I've already got it saved on my phone. I can use it anywhere, share it anywhere I want. Kids think they have us fooled. We catch them and call them out every time. Yes, Jennifer, great idea. But if your child's best friend has TikTok and your child is also in those videos, what's going to happen? So I'm probably one of the most unpopular people on the planet tonight. I think people in my community sometimes think I'm sort of like a drug sniffing dog and I'm going to, rat people out. I'm not. That is never my intention. One, my children are not perfect. Trust me, they're not. I think social media is a passion of mine. I've written a good bit. One of my very best articles that the Today Show has shared several times is on the dangers of social media. So again, you might think my child is not using TikTok, or my child is using TikTok, but they know not to post inappropriate things. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. If they are on TikTok, they are seeing a lot of inappropriate things, and not just random people on the internet. They are seeing their friends do inappropriate things. I spent several hours today in between speech working looking at TikTok. I saw children that I know on TikTok who I know their parents, some of them, the parents are on TikTok too. Fine. They clearly know they're on there. Some parents are not on TikTok. I know that some of these children are not supposed to be on TikTok. And they might not have their own accounts, but they have some friend, and the friend's on the bus, and the friend's filming a video, and suddenly they're all doing this, which evidently is like making fun of some sort of gang signal. Again, I'm 44. I'm old. I don't know these things. My daughter is in the fourth grade, and I found one of her friend, nice girl, on TikTok, lip syncing to curse words. I don't think her mother knows she's on TikTok. I can't call every parent. I'm not going to. It's not my job. I'm not the parent. I did see, particularly in my county, that I was really concerned about TikTok videos being filmed at school. I did alert the school this afternoon. I sent an email and said, I'm just going to tell you, I saw TikTok videos online publicly, and they have been filmed at school in classrooms. I didn't say who it was. I didn't say what teacher it was. I didn't know, frankly, and I didn't know all the children either. But I did tell the school, you need to look into TikTok, and we need to have a discussion about this. I think it's really important for schools to go ahead and start talking about this. And it's not just TikTok. If it's not TikTok, it's going to be TikTok. Something else is going to come up. How do we help our children make good choices? I have no idea. So we had a lot of conversations tonight in our house about TikTok. So my son Russell had evidently filmed part of a TikTok video, and he said, is that okay? Curious, is it okay to film a TikTok video? I think it is. I don't know. I think if it's inappropriate, no. If it's appropriate, yes. And not everybody is using TikTok inappropriately. There are cute videos. Do you have a TikTok account? I do have one now, but you do not have to have one to view the videos. You just download TikTok in the App Store and you start searching. The tricky part is finding usernames that actually match children's names. So you might have to dig around a little bit, but once you find one child that is friends with your child, you can start looking at their followers, and then that's a whole treasure trove of other kids that you know. And it looks like Instagram. You can kind of see a video, and I was looking for classrooms, right? What videos are being filmed in classrooms? That's important. Kids aren't supposed to have phones at our school. I know my son takes his. He keeps it in his backpack, which I think is allowed and fine. It's a big deal. Yes, so Leslie just said, my niece does them and they are so cute, but I'm scared for her to find other things. So you're exactly right. Predators, Jennifer just said. Predators. I was looking at some, and I knew a lot of these kids. I was looking, real pretty girl, had thousands of followers. From our little town, that's a lot. And when I start looking at who's following her, so if your child has one and you feel like they're posting good stuff, take a look at their followers. When you see followers that are random foreign men in their young 20s, why are they following them? You have to really wonder what they're up to. Pedophiles send messages. TikTok has been cited in the New York Times as not filtering predators or sexually explicit messages. It's really a concern. So if your child is being appropriate on TikTok, they're still on TikTok and they're seeing dangerous things. Now, think about this. So my children have friends. Let's say my son Thomas says, Mom, I want to go to a party at Marvin's house. And I say, okay, what's going to happen? Well, people will probably be doing some cocaine, smoking some weed. Okay. Now, Thomas, I think it's fine for you to go to the party, but I don't want you smoking pot or doing cocaine. Okay, Mom, I won't. Is that actually a real conversation? No, it's not. You would say, no, you're not going to that party. The same reason I wasn't allowed to go to, there was this bar for preteens in Rocky Mount, Reflections. All I wanted to do was go to Reflections. Me not allowed to go to Reflections because my brother told my mother that people smoke pot there. I think it was a lie, but I was pissed. I wasn't allowed to go there. If your child is on TikTok and being appropriate, think of it, pretend, or no, it's not even pretend, it's the truth. What if no one else is being appropriate? Is that okay? And listen, we're on YouTube everywhere. I have really cracked down around here on my own phone. We have controls. We have the Disney Circle. We have a lot of things to try to keep kids safe. My kids do not live in a bubble. They have friends at school that might have TikTok. But tonight I said to Russell, if someone is filming a video, do not get in it. Now, if you have your phone, you're filming a video, that's fine. Use your iPad to film a video. Do not be in a social media video, right? What if they're on the school bus and they're saying, hey, let's get in a social media video? You just say, my mother said, if I'm in a social media video, I will never be allowed to get a license, or not until I'm 21. Blame it on me. It's fine. I'm telling y'all, I have a lot of friends from here. I have a lot of friends from lots of different places. If you have a child that is 9 and up and they have access to a device, you better start looking on TikTok. And you need to have real conversations. And when your child says, well, I don't do that, say to them, do you know anybody that's ever posted an inappropriate video? And if we get trained and we're watching those types of things all the time, then it starts to say to our daughters and sons, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody is doing it. Everybody's doing it. And I'll tell you, if you have a 12 or a 13-year-old daughter, a 17-year-old daughter, and they are dancing in their bedroom in sports bras and shorts, think about who wants to watch that. Maybe it's their friends, but what about all these other cretins on the internet? It's a concern. The rule in my house is no social media. I have no idea when my kids will be allowed to have social media. It is not happening anytime soon. And maybe because my entire business is based in social media, so I know too much, right? It's the same way that, not that I'm important like Bill Gates, but all these huge tech people, they go to schools where they don't use any devices, not iPads, not phones, not nothing. So you have the giants of technology, and their children don't have phones. They don't have access to social media. And I would like to say social media is very different from a phone, in my mind. A phone is different than social media. You want your child to have a phone, fine. I said to my son Russell, who said, I need a phone. I'm wrestling. I need to call you. I said, no, you don't need to call me. There is an office phone at school where you can call me. You also have a Chromebook through school, and you can email me. Today he emailed me. Fine. I think as parents, we want to justify our decisions. Hello. I do that. We had Pizza Hut for dinner. But we have to think about what are the ramifications of those decisions. They could be really, really big. Having a 13-year-old with a phone, I am on him, but then I'm not home all the time. I was gone the last 5 nights. What if my husband's out playing tennis? Who is watching? You know, we cannot be everything to everyone all the time. And as parents, we need to feel open and okay to share. Sally, my son got a phone at 13. He does not have social media. He's about to turn 14. He is not getting social media anytime soon. I realize a lot of people use Snapchat to message. Then you just have to say, you know what? I'm a dork. I don't have Snapchat. I can't imagine that Snapchat is ever going to be great because the posts go away. And if your child has TikTok and you say, well, I'm going to have it be private, right? So it's private. So these lurkers can't watch what they're doing. Well, that's kind of a worry too. So you need to have the password so you can see it all the time. And then again, your child is still on TikTok being exposed to all these other posts, much like Snapchat. So today I was looking into TikTok. A friend of mine had written a post on her Facebook page, and she said to me, you really should look into TikTok, because I had a lot of comments. People are really interested, and I was like, okay, that's great. So I start looking into TikTok. Well, the first video I stumble upon is horrific. Middle school age kids, not at school, singing. So in TikTok, there's a song, and then the kids lip sync and dance to it. So they have to practice, which I love drama and video and creation and creativity. I like that Russell wants to film videos on his iPad of people, his friends skateboarding. That is awesome. It's the social media part that is not good. So I see this video. It's terrible. And I think to myself, what am I going to do? So I did what I thought was the right thing. I sent the parent a message, and I said, you don't know me. We're not friends, but I just want you to know that I found this video of your child, and I think it's important. If it were me, I would hope somebody would send it to me and not just talk about it to other people, whatever. Fine. Send the video, share it. Don't hear anything. Well, then I get a call tonight from the family. The parent, the other parent, not the mother, says to me, why were you looking at my child's TikTok? I was looking around for cameras. Like, have I been punked? Did you really just say that to me? Why were you watching her videos? I said, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the internet or social media, but when you post a video on the internet, or the intranet, as my mother-in-law says, or my friend Jen's mom calls it, the World Wide Web. When you post a video publicly, I am, because I don't live in North Korea, allowed to see it. I'm also allowed to save it and share it. You might not like it. I wouldn't do that because I'm not a piece of shit. That's what happened. As a parent, if someone tells you something, don't say things like that to them. No one is ever going to tell you anything. You're going to be the parent that no one wants to talk to because they're going to say their child does nothing wrong. They don't want to hear about it. I'm not some police dog that's going to rat people out. I always am a human first before I'm a blogger. Would that have been a great story and a great video to post? Absolutely. Would it have gotten a ton of shares? Yes. Would it be the right thing to do? No, it wouldn't be. I would hope somebody wouldn't do that to me. I never do something that I don't want someone to do to me. But a parent reacting like that is a worry. I'm sure they were embarrassed, fearful maybe that I was going to share it, all those types of things. Step back, get a hold of yourself, accept responsibility, and say, if a parent calls you, I had a parent call me last year because my son threw a hammer at someone's head. Yes, he did. Do you think that was an easy conversation to have? It was not an easy thing to hear, right? Would I be mad that they told me? No, I wouldn't. Because I like to live in reality. I like to live in reality. I want to know what my kids are doing. I want to have friends that feel like they can tell me things, and I want my friends to feel like I can tell them things. And I have a lot of those friends, and I'm really appreciative. And as my kids get older, we're having harder and harder conversations. It is not easy. Holy cow, it's not easy. Would I rather bury my head in the sand? Yes, I would rather bury my head in the sand. Is it going to help anybody? No. If you see some friend of yours child on TikTok being inappropriate, if you are their friend, you will call them. You will tell them. You will say, I'm worried. This is inappropriate. Tell them. This is not a joke, people. This is not a joke. I encourage you tonight to go on TikTok. If you don't have kids, you have college age kids, you can't worry about those fools anymore. Go on it anyway, just to have an idea of what's happening in your community. I had no idea. No idea. I didn't know that kids were filming TikTok videos at my son's middle school. What am I going to do about it? Am I going to just gossip about it, talk about it? No. I'm going to send an email to the school and say, I want you to be aware that there are TikTok videos being filmed at school. Please do your research and find out what's going on, and let's stop these. The school can't do everything, though. If you are a parent and you see your child has posted a video at school on TikTok, beat their ass. No, don't beat their ass, but talk to them. One, what are you doing with your phone? Two, why are you singing to that terrible language? Three, where's the teacher? Four, we're not going to blame the teacher, and we're not going to blame the school, because children have to learn that they are responsible for their actions. But I tell you what, when I see little kids, and I saw several little kids today dancing in videos at school, they didn't know the words that were suck my dick, right? I heard that phrase hundreds of times in songs with people I know. We should be worried. Heather just said, you said they weren't friends of yours. Maybe you should have approached it differently. There are way bigger problems on our schools besides TikTok. Yes, there are big problems, Heather. But if we care about the whole child, then we should care that that's happening in school. I care about the kids that turn out well. And you're right, maybe I shouldn't have texted the parent. But honestly, I didn't know any other way to handle it. I really didn't. If you have advice, if anybody out there knows the right thing to do, then tell me. I did what I would want someone to do for me. My other choice in my mind was to just pretend I didn't see it. I don't want to live in a world where we just pretend we don't see things. I don't. You should have texted the parents. I sent them a message. I don't know what else I can do other than that. I didn't have a phone number. I just sent a Facebook message. That feels like texting. I'm sorry that they didn't want to hear it. Did I make a friend? Probably not. But when I start hearing they weren't your friends, you shouldn't have told them. Great. So it's somebody's kid out there. So then that person, that child, doesn't get into college, and then the parent says, I had no idea this was happening. Why didn't someone tell me? Anyway, I did the best I could. You might have done something different. I did the right thing for me, and I would do it again. I realize that people sometimes, and I'm always trying not to be that person, if you tell me that something happened, I want to be open and listen to you. And it is not hard. Again, I have 4 children. Someone is bound to make a mistake in this house. It's the law of averages. If I had one child, maybe I'd be good. Maybe I could make it out. But trust me, I don't think that. I was a hellion. I didn't have access to all this stuff. I was lying about where I was going. I was smoking cigarettes at 13, drinking wine coolers. I mean, if there was trouble, I found it. And I tell you what, I remember the day my mother came and picked my ass up at school was in fourth grade because I had been mean to another girl in my class who was now a good friend. She told her mother. My mother came out to school, picked me up. It was like 11 in the morning. We went home. You know what happened? I never was mean again. That ended that behavior. Nipped it right in the bud. If your child does something wrong, call them out on it. Don't blame somebody else. Don't blame the school. Don't say, my child is perfect. It will not help your child in the long run. It will not. I'm old enough now that I have seen kids that I grew up with who had parents that did that, and now they're adults. And I think, oh, this is what happened. Their child was always right, always right, always right. And it didn't work out well. It's very hard to be a successful adult when someone has always told you that you are right and the world is wrong. Anyway, I don't mean to sound preachy. I just think this is really an important conversation. Really important. And it's not about telling someone or the reaction. That's not the point. I just think that's another part of it, that if we want to be a village and we want to have a community and we want to navigate social media with young children, and they are young children, then we have to have these conversations. Go on TikTok, look for your child, get your child's phone, go in the app store, see if they are on TikTok. If they're not, go on TikTok and see if they're in videos. Talk to them. Are you in videos? It's not that I think children are all liars. Mine can be a tiny bit. But do your homework. A lot of times, developmentally, if you ask a 9-year-old something, they will answer in the way that they wish the truth was. So if you say to a 9-year-old, did you do this? They might say no. The reason they're saying no is because in their mind they're thinking, I wish I hadn't done that. So you can't always trust your children. And I said to Russell tonight, Russell, if you were in a TikTok video, this would be a good time to tell me. And I say this often. You have 1 minute to not get in trouble with your answer. If I find out differently, there will be very different consequences. Maybe it's because I'm married to a criminal attorney and we have, plea bargains. TikTok accounts can be set to private so they can only share with people you approve of as friends. The trouble, Kristen, that we were talking about is that your child, you think, okay, everything's private, it's fine. They still have access to all the other people that aren't private. And I'll tell you what, if you spend a little bit of time on those accounts, when I looked at the dozens of accounts of people that live in my small town and some friends in Raleigh, dozens of accounts of kids from nice families, they're not private. And there is worrisome information on those accounts. It is worrisome. It's not a joke, people. Because now I have a video that is horrible. It's been deleted. But I have that video. And I said that to my son. He said, well, you can't share that. You can't do something. And I said, yes, I can. Here, watch this, Thomas. Watch me share what you just wrote or what you just saved. So I let him watch me copy a video of somebody he knows, and I put it in my phone. Watch me. And now I have it forever. And maybe I'm going to send it to a college, or maybe I'm going to send it to a coach, or maybe I'm going to put it on the web. Maybe I'm going to call the Today Show and say, I have this really great post on TikTok. That is the reality of what happens when you're in a video. So you have got to say to your children, if someone in your classroom wants to film a video, don't you get in it. And please come home and tell me so I can call the school and say to the teacher, hey, did you know these kids were making a video? Thank you, Marcia. She just put a great source. How did you find kids in your area? So you can search names. A lot of children just have their full name up there. Once you find one person that you know, then you look at followers, because so many of these accounts are not private. You can easily see them. I don't think having a private account is the solution, truthfully, because you're still accessing all the other accounts. So again, you're at a party, everybody's doing drugs, but you're not. Do you want your child at that party? I would say no. And the research is very clear on social media with children and brain development. This is not me being holier than thou. This is me trying to use that PhD I earned a good long time ago and saying to you, the research is clear. The same way I follow research at public school. That's why I want young children playing in kindergarten, not learning to read. The research is clear. That's why the superintendent, Mark Johnson, and I have a hard time getting along. I disagree with philosophy that's governing public schools because it's not based in research. I love my public schools and I love my teachers, and that's why I fight at the state level. Our schools don't have a say in how they teach. They have to follow the rules. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. So there's no reason to argue with a teacher or a principal or a superintendent about it. Get your butt up to Raleigh and start talking to senators. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Please message me anything that you see. I would love to hear what you found. If something was really helpful, if I've pissed you off, totally open to your thoughts and suggestions. Truly, I am. I think we're all in this together and we have a lot to learn. And if it's not TikTok, it's going to be something else. Social media is not going away. We have to really make a decision. When are children ready to have access to social media? Teaching them how to use it when they are ready developmentally. They're not developmentally ready as children. They're not. Adios, amigos.